all of flight leadership that's joined us tonight and put some faces with names that I'm sure you've heard. I'll start over here. Lori Klein, Managing Director of Flight Training and Standards. Have you spoken to him yet, Lori?
Not yet.
Okay,
Last day, graduation.
Thursday.
Last day, graduation, all right? You've met Glenn, you know. Ryan Giacomino, raise your hand. Ryan handles, he and his program development team, content team handle distance learning and all the cool things you guys see there. And that's Ryan's voice on the, oddly enough, on distance learning. Right, Ryan?
All of them.
All of them. Charlie Savage, recently retired. You were on the triple, Charlie?
Yeah, retired off 777 in 2015.
Okay, and he's here as a representative of Gray Eagles, DFW Gray Eagles, and helps Alan Brock out. So Charlie, thank you for that. John Flint is going to be a new HF instructor. Captain Deborah Hecker, raise your hand. She's on the second floor, policies and procedures, senior manager of policies and procedures. Isaac Gonzalez, HF instructor. Jeff, wave your hand back there. Captain Jeff Price, if you're from Miami, you know Jeff. Director of Line Ops. Corey Glenn, you speak to him on Thursday, Corey?
Thursday.
Director of Hiring. So Captain Corey Glenn will be there. Cindy Dawson, raise your hand. Another new HF instructor. She has her doctorate in human performance, right? Southern doctoral. Captain Lisa Johnson. Fogua Losa Lit. Did I leave any out?
Yeah, I chatted with them today.
Okay, oh you did, okay, very good. Captain Kurt Schumacher, he is our Director of Standards, works for Lori. There's Alan, wave Alan, you're with Charlie in the back. You guys know Glenn, I think. Captain Mike Green, also he's the Director of Training, works with Kurt, with Lori. Darren, you and I met just earlier, right? A new HF instructor.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Donna Oreo, if you are from Charlotte, you know that name, he was on the negotiating committee and Charlotte chair for a while, right, Don?
Yep.
There you go. Dan Scola also did a lot of APA work, and he's a new HF instructor. Jim, you and I haven't met. Thanks for doing HF work. You know Eric, Jock. Are they just meeting you, Jock, for the first time?
Yes,
Yes, they
or
are.
some of them have met me already.
Okay, all right. We know and love Jock. Anybody I've missed? Brent, HF instructor?
HF, PLN.
And PLM. Thank you, sir. Okay, very good. Anybody else? All right, that's it. Oh, who? Oh, John Molitor. He's going to speak to you. John is in the DFWHCC. Thank you, John, for being with us.
And Alex Miller, also HF.
And Alex Mello, also HF. All right, listen, I showed you that slide earlier, leadership and legacy. I said I had a toast for you. We're going to do that right now. There may be, as you're tucked in here next to the Knoxville, there may be an exception in the hangar here tonight, but I think for most of us, checking out as captain at American Airlines has us at the peak or pinnacle of visible leadership in our professional work lives. I know that was true for me when Carl Price gave me my wings back in the day back in Chicago. Nothing that came before that, Air Force or otherwise, nothing that came after that, chief work or otherwise, was quite as important or quite as special as that moment. I'm guessing the same true for you. So a moment about leadership and a moment about legacy. Leadership first. Take everything you've ever been taught about leadership, every great leader, every great captain you've ever followed or worked with, every not so great leader, every not so great captain you've ever followed or worked with, anything connected to leadership, and distill it down into the parts and pieces that resonate with you and inspire you, and just make those your personal leadership principles. And then take your core personal values, those things you stand on, those things you stand for, the non-negotiables in your life. Take those core values, put them together with those leadership principles, and be intentional about the kind of captain you're going to be at American Airlines, okay? Don't do it right now or tonight, but just reflect on it if you will. And then I like to talk about legacy. There's actually a law of legacy, and there's three parts to it. The first is, we're all going to leave a legacy. The only difference is some of us are going to leave intentional legacies, and some of us are going to leave unintentional or accidental legacies. A legacy you leave that you give no thought or consideration to would be a legacy that's not thoughtful or considered. So please be intentional about leaving a legacy. The second is we have the freedom to define that legacy with as much clarity and definition as we want. If you want your legacy to be that of a great captain at American, you can create that in any way you want. You can define that in any way you want. But then the third piece is the most important, and that is you have to live the legacy. It's not enough to be intentional or specific. You actually, if you want to leave a legacy as a great captain, you have to be a great captain. Every time you suit up, every time you go to the airport, every time you fly, okay? So that's it, leadership and legacy. And because I'm proud of you all and I want you to be successful, I've got one last bonus pro tip for you to slip in your kit bag for that dark and stormy night. You've got a decision to make, options on the table, and that's just to pause in the moment and ask yourself, what would a great captain do? Just ask yourself, what would a great captain do? And I promise, within a moment of asking yourself that, you will know what a great captain would do. And I'll also make you this promise: if you're out in the field trying to do what a great captain would do, call the duty pilot, call your chief, call me, call flight leadership. Any of us will come and help you do what a great captain would do. All right? That's it. So let me grab my glass. All right, a toast for all of you. Raise your glass with me to American Airlines, the newest captains, to the leaders you are, the legacies you'll leave, and the great captains you'll become. Congratulations.
Yo!
So, one last thing. This is one of my favorite things to say, okay? The bar is scheduled to close at 7:15. However, I have worked out a 15-minute extension for you. Extension. Sometimes all you need is a few minutes, right? So, honestly, it closes at 7:30. As you like, feel free to get in line, grab some food, and enjoy yourselves tonight, all right? Thank you all.
Thank you.